Chapter 3?
Yep.
Okay, eyes on me real quick. First, okay, in chapters 1 and 2, you guys talked about yesterday your setting. So what right now is our setting for our book? Where are we at?
The
Raise your hands. Raise your hands, Kaylee.
The woods.
The woods. Okay. And who are our main characters so far in our book? Ben, what's one of them?
Henry.
Henry. What's another one? Try. Jesse. Evan.
Benny.
Benny. One more. Kylie.
Violet.
Violet. Okay, good job. Okay. Now for chapter 3. Okay, before we start, A New Home in the Woods is our title of chapter 3. Can anybody take a guess? What do you think their new home is going to be?
Yeah,
Raise your hands. Okay.
a boxcar.
The boxcar. Does anybody have any other guesses of what they think it might be? Does everybody think it's going to be a boxcar? Okay. You have another guess? Just in the woods? Well, let's find out. Okay. Chapter 3, A New Home in the Woods. At last, Jessie opened her eyes. It was morning, but the sun was covered with clouds. She sat up and looked all around her, and then she looked at the sky. It seemed like night, for it was very dark. Suddenly, it began to thunder, and she saw that it was going to rain. What shall we do? Where shall we go? Thought Jessie. The wind was blowing more and more clouds across the sky, and the lightning was very near. She walked a little ways into the woods, looking for a place to go out of the rain. Where shall we go? She thought again. Then she saw something ahead of her in the woods. It was an old boxcar. What a good house that would be, and there will be out of the rain, she thought. She ran over to the boxcar. There was no engine, and the track was old and rusty. It was covered with grass and bushes, because it had not been used for a long time. It is a boxcar, Jessie said. We can get into it and stay until the rain stops. She ran back as fast as she could to the other children. The sky was black. The wind was blowing very hard. Hurry, hurry, cried Jessie. I have found a good place. Hurry as fast as you can. Henry took Benny's hand, and they all ran through the woods after Jessie. It's beginning to rain, cried Henry. We'll be there soon, Jessie shouted back. It's not far. When we get there, you must help me open the door. It's very heavy. The stump was a big tree stood under the door of the boxcar, and it was just right for a step. Jessie and Henry jumped up on the old dead stump and rolled back the heavy door of the car. Henry looked in. There's nothing in here, he said. Come, Benny, we'll help you up. Violet went in next, and last of all, Jessie and Henry climbed in. They were just in time. How the wind did blow. They rolled the door shut, and then it really began to rain. Oh, how it did rain. It just rained and rained. The children could hear it on top of the boxcar, but no rain came in. What a good place this is, said Violet. It is just like a warm little house with one room. After a while, the rain and lightning and thunder stopped, and the wind did not blow so hard. Then Henry opened the door and looked out. All the children looked out into the woods. The sun was shining. Some water fell from the trees. In front of the boxcar, a pretty little brook ran over the rocks, with a waterfall in it. What a beautiful place, said Violet. Henry, cried Jessie, let's live here. Live here, said Henry. Yes, why not, said Jessie. This car is a fine little house. It is dry and warm in the rain. We could wash up in the brook, said Violet. Please, Henry, begged Jessie. We could have a nicest little home here, and we could find some dishes and make 4 beds and a table and maybe some chairs. No, said Benny. I don't want to live here, Jessie. Well, why don't you think, without reading ahead, why do you think Benny wouldn't want to live in a boxcar? Any hands? Christian.
Well, it's all dirty, and he's been kind of picky throughout.
Yeah. They're not having food. They have some bread, but that's it. Logan?
It could be like not much space.
Be too tight? Too tight quarters? Let's find out. Oh dear, why not, Benny? Asked Jessie. I'm afraid the engine will come and take us away, answered Benny. Why would the engine?
Because there might be trains coming.
But what did they say about the tracks?
Old and rusty.
Old and rusty? What else about the boxcar that we would know?
Usually boxcars are to trains and engines.
What did they say was growing up around the boxcar? Grass and
bushes.
trees and bushes. Okay, so we wouldn't think that it would go away.
So it might be dangerous because like the tree might fall over and everything.
Maybe. Henry and Jessie laughed. Oh no, Benny, said Henry. The engine will never take this car away. It is an old, old car, and grass and bushes are going all over it, all over the tracks. Then doesn't the engine use this track anymore? Asked Benny. No, indeed, said Henry. He was beginning to want to live in the boxcar too. We'll stay here today anyway. Then, can I have my dinner here? Asked Benny. Yes, you shall have dinner now, said Henry. So Jessie took out the last loaf of bread and cut it into 4 pieces. But it was very dry. Benny ate the bread, but soon began to cry. I want milk too, Jessie, he begged. He ought to have milk, said Henry. I'll go to the next town and get some. But Henry did not want to start. He looked to see how much money he had. Then he stood thinking. At last he said, I don't want to leave you girls alone. Oh, said Jessie, we'll be all right, Henry. We'll have a surprise for you when you come back. You just wait and see. Goodbye, Henry, said Benny. So Henry walked off into the wood, through the woods. When he had gone, Jessie said, Now, children, what do you think we are going to do? What do you think I saw over in the woods? I saw some blueberries. Oh, oh, cried Benny. I know what blueberries are. We can have blueberries and milk, Jessie. Yes, Jessie was beginning, but she suddenly stopped, for she heard a noise. Crack, crack, crack. Something was in the woods. Okay, prediction time. What was the crack? What do you guys think the cracking noise is in the woods? Logan?
Maybe a river.
The river? Braxton?
The baker.
The baker? Baker coming to get them? Evan?
A dog or a wolf.
Dog or a wolf?
Yeah, because something could have got stuck. Like there could have been like an old rope and they could have got stuck in it. Could have been hitting on something.
Ben?
A tree falling down.
Okay. Okay, for chapter 4, it says Henry gets 2 surprises. Any guesses of what they'll be?
Milk and more food. Milk and a dog.
Dog.
Yeah, a dog and blueberries.
A dog and blueberries. Okay, well, we'll have to wait till tomorrow to find out. Okay. Now, what is our setting now?